Hey, followers! Today we want to talk about what's coming next. As you maybe already saw in the market, we saw the big dump. Now we're getting slowly down a little bit. So the market is not pumping like before. And then we want to talk what my thought is for the coming days and if the downtrend is already invalid. So let's talk about that. First of all, we want to talk about what kind of news we get this week. Today, ECB President Lagarde is talking, and then I guess the most important news we get is on Thursday. We get the GDP data, which is super important. I still don't think that the market will go sideways and waiting for the news, because then it's not that important. It's not like inflation or interest rate change. But it's still important to know how the GDP is changing. We're expecting a 2.6%. Yeah. And then on Friday, we get PCE data. And on Tuesday, we get PMI data. A view on the CME watch tool, we see that right now, almost everyone is pricing in a 25 basis point change on the next Fed meeting. Means as well that we nearly see maybe a Fed pivoting. So the Fed is pivoting. But yeah, the next meeting will be 25 basis points. Nevertheless, never forget that this movement right now is the biggest move we saw since the opening of the Stoxx 600. As you see here, since 1987, this year is the best performing starting year. We never performed like that in any other year. And this is just crazy because just remember what kind of economy bad news we have right now. And we just have this crazy push to the upside. So I can just tell you that again. If you on the buy side take profits right now, don't be greedy. Don't do it like everyone else. Hold until you think it's coming to 100,000. Take your profits because I still think this cannot be the rally. And but of course I can be wrong as well. But let's look a little bit more on the statistic way. So if you're looking the relative strength index, you see that we on the RSI and the stochastic, we are really overbought. Most people think this could be a sell signal, but of course, an overbought market means as well when we pumping up in a rally to the upside, obviously the market is overbought as well, right? As soon as we get a rally to the upside, we are most likely to be overbought. But I would use this as an indication for we could see a little reversal to the downside. Not in a change of the trend, but because a trend needs to be overbought or oversold to be a trend. But it just shows that we could see a small reversal to the downside. So, again, take care, take some profits, because the statistics shows us that we are really overbought. If we're looking the next thing, and this is how many bitcoins are left on the exchanges, so on the spot market. And what you see here, we don't have much big spot buys when we saw the pump, which lead us, or what we can think, that the pump just came because we saw so many liquidations, because we see a lot of private people shorting BTC ETH with big leverage. And we just saw this short squeeze, which then happened to a big pump to the upside. So I still don't think that we have here an invalid short trend anymore, because as you see, we don't have much buying pressure on the spot market. There's nothing changing on the exchanges, which is as well not bad, because obviously if we have high values on the spot, then of course it's all times a selling pressure as well. If we have a lot of bitcoins on the exchanges, means they could be selling at a time. So yeah, that's to that as well. Let's talk about the next one, which is the volume. And you see as well, volume went a bit higher, right? Which could lead or think that this could be a real breakout. But I still think it's not big, right? If you're comparing that to the previous situations, you see, what I want to see is that we get and generate volume with higher highs, and then I think the volume would be as well on our side. The last thing I want to show you is the NUPL, so net unrealized profit and loss. And we are on a fear moment right now, which means, as you see here, investors in a fear phase where they are currently with unrealized profits that are slightly more than losses. So people have slightly more gains than losses, which is as well obviously nice for them, but don't be overwhelmed. We had that here on the down move as well, right? So yeah, it could happen that this is the start, but again, it's not necessary. And as you see as well, the funding rates are positive, which means long position traders are dominant and we are willing to pay to short traders. So, which is also not a good sign for increasing buy market, obviously. And as well here you see as well, taker buy sell ratio, we have more buys than sells. And as we know, every time the bigger amount of people are mostly to be wrong. And yeah, that's to that. Let's go into the charts. So yeah, what do you see here? Again, DXY still open the 130 level, which you have to take out. Then the S&P 500, interesting. Every Tuesday, as you see that here, every Tuesday we saw exactly when we were on this trend line, we saw the dump to the downside. So it might happen that when we come tomorrow on Tuesday to the trend line again, that we see on Wednesday the reversal. So yeah, that's as well what I'm predicting or betting on. BTC is going, we saw the pump as well on Friday, and then we go sideways. We didn't touch the zone here at 23,655, but still there, we are still there in a short territorium. So, but I still would be careful with that. So my ultimate short will be below this level, which is below 20,000. If we get a close below that, and if we get a close above 23,900, then I will be bullish until 27,000. And yeah, that's to BTC ETH. I'm just waiting until we break this buy side liquidity for looking then for shorts as well. It's a reversal trade, so a riskier trade. The less riskier trade is when the market is closing below 1376, and then we can trade more to the downside again. Everything else looks normal actually, nothing special. If we're looking as well to the altcoin package, we see that VeChain has a chance to go to our zone where we want to shorting it, and as well Solana looks really interesting because what we have here, if we break this trend line and this fair value gap, which was already tested once, then we have the possibility to go even lower. So if we close below the 23 level, then we have the possibility to go lower. If we close below 18, then I think we can go for lower lows. That's to my analysis. I hope you liked it. Trade safe this week and have a great day. Bye.